Again, very simple. A plus B giving C and D. Okay. Then what happens? At this juncture, one has to understand what is law of mass action. Law of mass action. This law was put forward by Bilberg and Wage, very famous. This states that law of mass action states that the rate of reaction is proportional to the product of the concentration of the reactants. Proportional to the product of the concentration of the reactants. Okay, so that means simply speaking, if this be forward process, this be reverse process, RF is proportional to concentration of A and concentration of B. And suppose we consider that this is a balanced one, A, B, B, C, C and D, D, a general reaction, chemical reaction. Then certainly this concentration of A will be raised to the power A, concentration of B will be raised to the power B, and this will give the rate of forward reaction. According to law of mass action, what I am telling, the rate of a reaction is directly proportional to the product of the concentration of the reactants. Each concentration term is raised to its respective part equal to a stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, so this will be RF equal to K1 AA BB. Well, this is the rate of forward reaction, and similarly rate of reverse reaction or backward reaction will be K2. This direction C, we are talking reverse direction, therefore rate of reverse reaction C, concentration of C raised to the power C, concentration of D raised to the power D. So we have these two equations, we have these two equations. Okay, so at equilibrium, what will happen? At equilibrium, as we know, RF will be equal to RR, and certainly, so RF is equal to RR at equilibrium, and now equilibrium composition will be, there will be fixed equilibrium composition when equilibrium state has reached. Now therefore now K1 AA BB, okay, concentration of B raised to the power B. In short, we are narrating to you, this will be equal to K2 CC DG. Therefore K1 by K2 will be equal to concentration of C raised to the power C, concentration of D raised to the power D, the product of the two concentration, and this will be concentration of A raised to the power A, concentration of B raised to the power B. Okay, now few things I will tell you at this time, that this K1 and K2 are known as rate constant, and they depend on temperature. Mind it, they are temperature dependent constant. Exactly, this ratio K1 by K2 will also be a constant at a particular temperature. So this quotient K1 by K2, or the ratio of K1 and K1 by K2, will be known as equilibrium constant. So finally we have, therefore K1 by K2 we are taking K, and initially I will write K, this is equilibrium constant, will be equal to Cc dd, concentration of C raised to the power C multiplied by concentration of D raised to the power D divided by concentration of A raised to the power A, concentration of B raised to the power B. Okay, or sometimes we can overlook this EQUIL, that stands for equilibrium. Simply capital K we can write, we can mean it equilibrium constant. This is what is known as equilibrium constant. Mind it, constant it is, no doubt, but this is temperature dependent constant. Temperature dependent. Another good thing about equilibrium constant is that when the system at equilibrium is disturbed, as I was teaching you Lee-Chatellier's principle, if due to addition of some foreign substance or increase or decrease in temperature or changing the composition, removal of product or addition of product or addition of more concentration of reactants or addition of reactants, these things may change equilibrium composition, but equilibrium constant at the given temperature will remain constant. That is the issue. Mind it, temperature dependent constant. This is because we are expressing this equilibrium constant in terms of concentration of reactants and products. Therefore, sometimes this is also designated as Kc. That is equilibrium constant in terms of concentration, again just to practice, at a particular temperature, Okay, so you have understood how to write the expression for equilibrium constant. This is very important at every juncture, and so many things we have read. We have read solubility product constant, that is also a kind of equilibrium constant only. Acid ionization constant, that is equilibrium constant. Base ionization constant, that is equilibrium constant. Okay, similar type of expressions we have. Equilibrium constant is a temperature dependent constant. Okay. Now, one important issue that is asked in the examination, perhaps the most popular question for a teacher to set, establish the relationship between Kp and Kc. Right now, I have told you that Kc we designate equilibrium constant as when we express the express reactants and when we express equilibrium constant in terms of concentration of products and reactants. That is Kc. Now suppose again example, N2 gas plus 3s2 gas, okay, under equilibrium, this is 2NH3 gas, okay. Here all the reactants and products are gaseous substances, homogeneous equilibrium, presently homogeneous. The moment we make use of iron catalyst, now catalyst and reactants are not in the same physical state, therefore that becomes heterogeneous. Okay, presently we are not considering catalyst, that we have already discussed while learning Lee-Chatellier's principle. Okay, now that here equilibrium constant can also be expressed as in terms of partial pressure of reactants and products. All of them are in their gaseous state. So Kp will be equal to pressure of NH3 raised to the power 2, okay, and the same way exactly, and the pressure of N2 raised to the power 1 and pressure of H2 raised to the power 3. This is the expression for what? For equilibrium constant of this reaction at a particular temperature in terms of pressure of the partial pressure of the reactants and pressure. Therefore this is designated as Kp. This is designated as Kp. Okay, so you have now idea of Kp and Kc. Okay, unit you can always get it. Suppose here pressure is expressed in terms of bars, so this will be bar square, and this will be bar raised to the power how much? 4. This will be bar raised to the power -2. This will be unit for Kp. Unit for Kp. Okay. Now this is very good thing. I am telling you. Note it. Here delta n, if we calculate, this is 2 minus 1 plus 3. That is 2 minus 4. That is -2. So that means anytime you can know the unit of Kp in terms of bar raised to the power, so we can generalize it bar raised to the power delta n. Bar raised to the power delta n. This is Kp. So the idea of Kp and Kc you have. Now very quickly I will establish the relationship between Kp and Kc. Relationship between Kp and Kc. Now check on horizontal reaction. We are doing AA plus BB CC DD. Okay, tell me what will be Kc? Kc will be concentration of C raised to the power C multiplied by concentration of B raised to the power D divided by concentration of A raised to the power A, concentration of B raised to the power B. Okay. Now what will be Kp? Kp will be pressure of C raised to the power C, pressure of D raised to the power D divided by pressure of A raised to the power A, pressure of B raised to the power B. Okay. Now check. Here we are making use of a relationship, ideal gas equation, that we know PV equal to nRT. PV equal to nRT. This means P is equal to N by V RT. And that means pressure is equal to concentration into RT. Concentration into RT. We are making use of this fact. So what will happen? This pressure of C can be given as concentration of C. So this is concentration of C multiplied by RT. Multiplied by RT. Okay, RT. Right? But this PC was raised to the power C. So this is for this is for PC CRT in terms of concentration by this relationship as I have deduced. So each will be raised to the power C. Okay, similarly this will be what by this relationship. Okay, pressure is equal to concentration into RT, that is concentration of D certainly raised to the power D in the same way, and RT raised to the power D. Exactly in the same way, this will be concentration of A raised to the power A, RT raised to the power A, and concentration of B raised to the power B, and RT raised to the power B. Okay, we can change. Now you can understand, I hope, very simple. And now finally for this we are starting right from here. Okay, this will be, now we are taking CC DD AA BB together. So this is Kp. This we have written for what? Kp. This we have written for Kp. So Kp is equal to concentration of C raised to the power C, concentration of D raised to the power D, concentration of A raised to the power A, concentration of B raised to the power B, and and this is RT raised to the power C, RT raised to the power D. So same base, so powers can be summed. So that is RT raised to the power C plus D. Okay, and now that this will be RT raised to the power A plus B, again division. So same base, so what will happen? C plus D minus A plus B. Okay, if so this is, and what is this? This entire expression is what we have called, this is what Kc. So Kc multiplied by RT and C plus D, change of total sum of number of moles of gaseous products minus sum of number of moles of gaseous reactants. Okay, so that is RT delta N. Okay, where delta N is equal to C plus D minus A plus B. Okay, so we have established that Kp is equal to Kc multiplied by RT raised to the power delta N. Okay, now just once you understand how we write expression for equilibrium constant, you can explore many good things. Right now I have explored, I have told you what I have told you that unit of Kp is always bar raised to the power delta N. So similarly, suppose this is multiplied by N, this is multiplied by N, so certainly entire this equation will have to be multiplied by N. Now again for this equilibrium constant, and Kc, okay, Kc you can calculate very easy, Cc into dt divided by dV, that is Kc. Now for this you can again calculate new equilibrium constant. You can interrelate what happens if a particular chemical equilibrium, particular chemical equation or particular chemical equilibrium is multiplied by some positive integer. Okay, you can check if it is multiplied by some negative integer. You can check in what way original equilibrium constant and new equilibrium constant will be related, and suppose this is multiplied by some fraction. These are the things you can always do at your level. Thank you all. Thank you.